Hello, story lovers. Welcome to Yumi and Stories, your favorite story destination. Today, the story is about a passionate morning affair, which goes like this. Bright streaks of sun rays pouring in from kitchen window as I crack the egg and pour the remnants into the bowl. As I mix the ingredients and stir the egg, I am taken back to what happened few minutes ago. I had just woke up and came downstairs to drink some juice before making breakfast for me and my wife. Well, some context here. I had a very frustrating Saturday yesterday. Lots of work, overtime, missed the bus on my way to home, watched teenagers make out in the dark alleys on my walk home. Gotten horny, tried to make love to my wife, but no matter what, she didn't do it with me. So I had to sleep with my boner. This morning, after I drank juice, I decided to take the yogurt out of the fridge and pour some fruits over it and take it to my wife. She had loved it, so I do. Placing the bowl on the table beside the bed, I kiss her right cheek and admire her beauty as she sleeps. With her lips slightly parted and her hairs sprawled all over her face and shoulders, her teddy clutched tight to her chest and her legs slightly parted as she sleeps sideways. I smell her in by putting my face in the crook of her neck and graze my cheeks against her neck. She lets out a groan and shivers. I take her earlobe in between my lips, whisper her for to that, but she instead shoves me get away and gone more into the mattress. I chuckled and cleared my throat. Well, I bought some yogurt for you, but I guess I will eat it on my own since my wife is busy sleeping. She hums and put a pillow over her ears. I climb on the bed and crawl towards her so that I could get on top of her, setting both my thighs on either side of her hips. I bend down and snatch the pillow away. She throws her hands, but when she meets with nothing, she whines like a child and slowly opens her eyes to look at me. Her eyes are puffy and her eyebrows are scrunches as she yawns and stretches, but not that much since her legs are strapped by me. I sit on top of her and smirk as annoyance flickers through her face and tries to get up. She is unable to wrench her legs and out of my holds, falls back on the bed, her breasts bouncing as she fell on the sheets. My dick twitches at that action, and I can feel that I'm not far from away from getting it harder. She wiggles her legs, and God, I'm loving the friction. I close my eyes for a brief moment and flatten my palms on the top of her stomach. You wouldn't want to do that, babe. She looks down and gives me a smirk like the vixen she is. Started rolling her hips in slow motion, aiming right for the crotch. Is it affecting you? You can call me saint. What a saint can do, she asks. And I inhaled shakily and turn on her back and bend down to kiss her. She returns the kiss with the same hunger. She arches her back underneath me and presses her breast into my chest and slips her tongue inside my mouth. Her tongue caresses and tongue like a waves caresses the ocean bed. Putting one of my hand under her vest, I pull her even closer and put another on the back of her neck to hold her steady. Moving my hips in slow motion, I grinned against her, parting her thighs more so I can get more space. She lets out a gasp with her lips. Still, I take the chance and trail my kisses to her jawline, running my tongue along her jaw and reaching her pinna. I suck it, bite her earlobe slightly, and then move back to her neck. giving her slow, feather light kisses at first, then closing my mouth on top of her smooth, sensitive flesh and sucking it, pulling it in my mouth and leaving it with a pop sound. The saliva dripping down her neck and resting on the crook of her neck, I can feel the shiver go down her spine and her heavy breaths. Closer to her lips and whisper, "Don't get tired yet, baby. It's just the beginning." She runs her tongue over her lips and eye movement. I start sliding down the straps of the nightgown and graze her skin. Goosebumps rise on her skin. I lick my lips as her breast gets exposed and the nipples pops out. And the brown little thing. I lick one of those and run my tongue in circles. Can feel it get harder under my tongue and the veins pop out from the side. I suck in her whole boob and leave it while squeezing gently with my hands. I massage her nipples and pinch it. Taking the yogurt bowl from the table, I put some on my tongue and bend down to kiss her. As soon as I kiss her, her tongue swirls around mine and she takes it all in. Pulling away, I take a spoonful of yogurt and trail it from her lower lip to her chest to the perky little nipples, to her abdomen, to her belly button, and stop right before her lower abdomen where the nightgown is bunched. Putting the bowl aside, I start kissing and licking every area that I put the yogurt. I lick and suck all the way down to her belly button, giving special attention to her nipples. She is moaning mess by now. In one smooth motion, I remove her nightgown and find that she's not bearing anything inside. I lick my tongue and part the thighs all while looking at her. She struggles playful against my grip. I blow on her clit and her giggle turn it gasp. The pussy is dripping. It is so wet. I part her lips and run my fingers through her folds, feeling her thighs shudder. I kitty lick her pussy and then some yogurt right on the top of her clit so that it drips down into below the entrance. She giggles and I hump against her inner thigh, running my tongue along it and reach her clit. I lay my tongue flattened between her folds and move my head in left to right motion as my tongue glides up and down. I can see her chest having up and down, her toes curling as my tongue fiddles with her clit and my lips close around it. Success at it was the last time that I'll get to eat her. I slide my finger inside the curls of her finger in, moving inside and coming out in sync with my mouth moving in circle on her pussy, and lips sucking all in her. I push one more in and start vibrating it left to right. She has arched her body by back now, pushing her hips towards my face and her head on the pillows, her chest and abdomen up in the air. Oh, what a sight! My dick throbs and I can feel pre-cum spurting out. Her insides clench around my fingers, trapping my fingers enough to move. Her thighs shaking, my elbows rest on her thighs as not too close to me. The vixen has put two of her fingers inside her mouth and started sucking it and letting out moans which is ecstasy to my ears and momentarily pinching her nipples. I curl my two fingers inside of her, bring it out and give one hard thrust. It goes knuckle deep and hits something spongy. Her body twists with pleasure and she moans out loud. I keep on giving hard thrusts with my hand and push the clit with my other fingers. I part the skin closing clit and sucking her, feeling her liquid gushing out of deep guttural moan coming out of her as she collapses with my fingers still inside her. I kiss her swollen clit one last time and move up to make the taste herself. Are you a saint? I ask her, and as I pull her lips, "You saint with all the unholy prayers," she slays breathlessly. And that was an awesome morning fun.